You already know what's going on. It's me, Royal, just.
This is your host again, Royaltalks, coming to you with another episode on Royal Talks. We're here with another special guest that's here to share their journey on how they became who they are and kind of the business that you're running right now. I want to first take some time again. This is a new platform that I'm starting, and I want to just introduce what Royal Talks is. And Royal Talks is just a platform or a space for creatives, entrepreneurs, business owners to just share their story and their journey of how they got to the successes that they achieved. So today I'm here with a special guest. Her name is Alexa, and she is a business owner and entrepreneur here in the DMV area. And she's just going to share us a little bit of her journey and how she started and, kind of where she's from. So, Alexa, give us a little bit of who you are and, just tell us where you're from.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, muchísimas gracias for having me. I'm Alexa, everyone. I am born and raised here in DC. It's my city. I love it. I am
DMV stand up.
Okay. Yeah, like she said, I am an entrepreneur. I am a content creator, but most of all, at my core, I am in wellness. Wellness
Yes.
is like who I am. It is how I brush my teeth, how I get up in the morning. It's like how can I be healthy doing it.
I love that.
Yeah, thank you. But yeah, I'm really grateful to be here. Just watching you speak to the camera in itself is inspiring. So I want to celebrate you for doing Royal Talks. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's what's up.
Yeah, and I know like my background a little bit. Started off with a clothing brand, as I told you guys in previous episodes. Kind of got lost, with COVID. Had to kind of regroup myself. When personal things and business things kind of mesh, doesn't work. So I really took the time to regroup myself, and then now I'm so happy to kind of bring you on to my dream and kind of this journey for me. And yeah, I'm just so happy to bring you along too, because I know you've seen like both sides, and now you're able to see both.
Absolutely, full circle moment.
Yeah, full circle moment.
Yeah.
So, tell me, you grew up in DC. Tell me more. Like, where's your family from?
Yes. Well, my mom, she's from Philly. My dad is from Jersey. They went to Howard, met there.
Both of them?
Exactly. So from total different places. Both came to DC to study at Howard, and they fell in love here.
HBCU.
Exactly.
Yes. Did you go to Howard too?
I went to Hampton, so I went to the other HU.
Yeah.
It's a whole rival. I like to say we're the better HU. I never say we're the real HU. But I do like to say we're the better one. So yeah, came to DC. They met, fell in love. They went back to Philly, where my mom was from.
Okay.
Had my sister there, not to get into the whole family thing, but and then they moved back to DC, and I was born here. So I'm the only one in my immediate family from DC.
Interesting.
And
it's like DC kept calling them back. They left. They went to school here, left. They came back.
Exactly.
Exactly.
It's a wonderful city, and when I went to Hampton, I saw how everyone really worked back home as well. So even being out Virginia, those who were from the city really took pride in that.
Right.
So while I was living in Virginia, I was like, I miss DC. However, when I graduated, I went to New York, studied fashion to, speak more about what you did in clothing. Went to New York because, as we all know,
that's the fashion central.
Exactly. And
how was that? Was that really like when you went there, studied it, it was like, oh, that's my calling? Or what kind of happened?
It was tough living out in New York. I definitely think that if I was to ever go back, I would be extremely, I don't even need to say successful, but what's the word I'm looking for? Stable. Because when I was out there young, it was just like, oh, this is expensive, right? All of the things, right?
Definitely.
So, I don't want to shoot anybody down from going out there when you're super young. You don't have like that grounded career yet. Go for your goals, but also know that New York is
It's tough.
Exactly. So I stayed for a year, came back to DC, moved back in with my parents. Then
And you know what? I just want to kind of like take that into consideration. Moving back to your parents' house is not a bad thing.
Yes.
Like sometimes you need that time to like really figure out. Especially, I bet you were really young back then. You were in your early 20s probably. And I want to say like, you know, even for me, um, like sometimes you have to take that time to regroup and really figure out, is this going in the right direction? Because it's not just time, it's also investment because you're spending your money, you know, whether that's loans, you know, I don't know how you were paying for the school, but that takes a lot out of you. It's not just the time that is going by.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you for pausing on that too, because it's real.
Yeah.
It's so real. There's no shame in getting support. You know what I mean? So. Yeah.
All right, and then you returned here. You know, you started kind of regrouping, and then what happened next?
Yeah. Okay. So New York was fashion. Came back really honed in on wellness. Started getting in my health coaching business. Built back up.
Okay.
And the overall theme that I saw, because I still love fashion, I'm still in wellness. What the overall theme is reminding women of their womanhood.
Yes.
So whether that's physical, emotionally, mentally, we want to feel good, and when you feel good, you look good, you do good, all things, right? So, fashion, wellness, that just connected. Okay, so my clients in wellness were nutrition based, they were weight loss clients, things like that, but something told me it was not enough. Like, I kept having this feeling like, no, I need to go deeper. It's not just nutrition, it's something bigger than that, which led me to emotional wellness. Started learning more about breath work. That's why, y'all, we started this session with a little breathing practice.
Yes,
I'm super appreciative of that.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, when we can center ourselves just through a simple breathwork practice like that, we're able to think better, we love more, we create and connect more. So I started to see wellness was this full encompassing thing, not just what you eat, but also how you think, how you center and all things.
And how everything in the body is super connected. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy how one simple exercise can calm or relax everything else that you're feeling or doing.
Literally.
I know I'm a very anxious person, so like breathing exercise for me, I'm probably doing it at this point kind of unconsciously because it's like something, you know, a mechanism you build to kind of relax yourself. So
it became like a habit or second nature for you.
Yeah, at this point, because I mean, if it's not work, if it's not, you know, when you even come home from work, it's kind of like you still on the adrenaline, depending on what you're doing at work. But you know, I don't know for you, you know, what is kind of the secondhand exercises or wellness tips that you do for yourself on a daily?
I mean, just going right into how you said work and then home, the mindful transitions has been extremely helpful for me.
Yes.
And mindful transitions, for everybody that doesn't know, is how you transition from one thing to another. And that can be literally taking a deep breath. That can be doing 5 minutes of yoga. Do you like, would you prefer me talking to you?
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
And those mindful transitions are so important. I literally led a class not too long ago at TIK teaching teachers how to take mindful transitions from one assignment that they do to the next one. So let's say they're teaching, I don't know, the ABCs or whatever, and then they go to teach something in numbers. So the students don't get too overwhelmed. Have them take a deep breath. These are the mindful transitions as adults as well.
Wow.
Work to home. You want to kind of separate them.
Yeah.
You want to leave work at work, come home, and just come in your safe and cozy space. And to do that so you don't take work with you is taking those deep breaths, maybe walking, doing the yoga like I said. I think all three of those things, to answer your question, are my go-tos right now. I work from home, so my transitions are, okay, I just fed my baby and now it's time for me time. Let me center so I can fully be in with my me time, not thinking about baby at the moment.
Yeah, that's so beautiful how you're trying to transform in the community, but then also focus on how I can do it for myself and then how I can do it for others. Or in this case, like, I know you want to connect with a lot of women, not just in the nutritional, physical body, but also emotional wellness. I think that's a beautiful thing.
Thank you.
I was also going to say that it's interesting. I don't know if you've read about these studies or research, how a lot of the disorders, like emotional disorders or even, personality disorders, mental health disorders, are kind of in children at school. They're seeing that, the kids that are misbehaving or in what are those, like the not special education, but the ones where they like kind of separate the bad kids with just like themselves. And then there's no really change because bullying is still kind of like a cycle. But then there's studies that shown like, incorporating mindfulness, incorporating, exercises like what we just talked about, a simple exercise, how that can reduce, the misbehaving, the bullying, or any like behaviors that are kind of negative or seem negative. How do you, doing that program you did at KIPP DC, do you feel like there's kind of a connection with that as well? Like not just for any student, but just also for these special cases of students that, they're going through a lot. They have trauma at home, they have, maybe bullying at home as well. How can maybe, a program that you started up can be maybe incorporated to curriculum?
Absolutely.
Or brought to something to light to this issue?
Absolutely. I think what you said, the mere separation of, okay, they are misbehaved, we're going to separate them from those who are getting A's and whatever the case might be, is traumatic in itself, right? So we already have that. They already have that to think about. And the techniques that have been taught to them in the past at least are, you're bad, you're not going to get the same curriculum, you're not going to get the same attention, we're just going to push you over here, which is unfortunate. So most definitely, mindfulness is such a simple yet powerful tool. I think it's so simple that people think that it's not going to be as powerful as it is. And it's the very first thing we start this life with and the very last thing that we end this life with. So that is like so dynamic. So the attention towards it is life-changing. So the things that can be implemented for these kids, there's so many techniques, but if we just continue with the breathwork technique, they're able to see, oh wait, maybe I don't want to throw a pencil at my neighbor, maybe I don't want to yell at the teacher. The breath allows us to come back home, and that home is our natural, kind, loving self. So definitely mindfulness in the schools. And there's there have been more and more programs that have been implemented, so that's super positive. But yeah, that is something that's needed more and more.
Yeah, yeah. I hope that, because we hear a lot about public school systems, and I just hope that, yes, we talk about self care. I mean, even in regular jobs, like us adults, right? We hear our companies or, well, I know you're working from home, but when you go into the office, they talk about take care of yourself, self care, like make sure you're eating, make sure you're exercising. But it's like, how is your company really incorporating that into the company, not just saying it and doing seminars about it? That's what I would hope to see, like a systematic change to incorporate these things, because what you're saying is like gold. Like, I think everything you just stated, the information, of course, everything is a process, right? There's so many exercises, and people have to find what connects with them. Because maybe breathing for me might work, but another person, it might not.
Exactly.
So it makes sense. It makes sense to try as much as you can.
Absolutely.
All right, so we're gonna kind of get into some of the questions. I know you talked about helping guide others to find their inner peace. Did you want to add anything more to that question?
Yes. So, you know how I was like, okay, I started in nutrition, but there was something more, something deeper. Even healing my own body. I've been on super strict diets, Dr. Sadie, things like that. But there was something still that I needed for my vitality. So vitality, I mean like energy, confidence, self-esteem. And I knew that wasn't just from food. So it just became this journey to inner peace in a way, like how is that beyond food? Health is bigger than food became this whole mantra. Because I was so restrictive, I wasn't enjoying the pizza, I wasn't enjoying the donuts and things like that. So now, girl, I tear up my, like, I don't know, quesadillas just came to my mind. So, yeah, I mean, just how this career started for me, it was healing my body in college. I was posting salads to Snapchat, and it is now the same for this inner peace. It is, I'm going to share with you how I am embodying this, and in hopes that it will inspire you. The big, big, big goal is to create a community around peace, because when we operate from love, we thrive. We literally thrive. So that's definitely one of the pillars to inner peace. Easier said than done. Of course, some days I'm not liking being this person, but honestly, that is a form of self-love when you speak up for yourself, when you defend yourself. When you're firm, you don't always have to be mean, but being firm and standing up for yourself is also a form of love. So it's all of these different paths and explorations and discoveries I'm finding to inner peace.
Wow, that's powerful, because I know, like, in the media, like social media, we're always talking about, oh, I'm in my soft girl era, and I'm just like, what does that mean? Like, what is that? When you hear that, like, what comes to mind for you? Because I'm kind of like, I'm outspoken, I'm direct, very to the point, and it's like, when they're like, oh, Jocelyn, you don't want to like speak a little softer, or kind of chill on the being so not confrontational, but just like always speaking my mind. And I think I'm working on that. Like, I'm in that phase where I have the degree, right? I have the career, but I want to like channel that, like you just said, kind of finding that vitality of, do I really gotta be in this soft girl era, or do I mold what I have already to fit the vitality I'm looking for, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, but that's a journey for me.
Yes, I mean, I love the mirror awareness, and I think at the end of the day, you're gonna be the one to let you know. You know, that's what's so important. We don't want other people to tell us how we're supposed to act. You know, it might trigger them that you're more confrontational. It might trigger them that you're more outspoken. Maybe that's something that they want for themselves. I think at the end of the day, it's what makes you happy, what makes you feel confident. Let's say you start talking more quiet, and then you're not feeling confident. On the contrary, I do speak very quiet. You know what I mean? And for the longest, I was like, maybe I need to speak more outspoken, but that's just not me. So we want to just channel at our authenticity, at our core. What is that? So yeah, thank you for sharing that. It's important.
Yeah, and I like your soft spokenness. It actually, like right now, us conversating, it just relaxes me. Like I'm just like, okay, I can do this. So did you have any comment on the like soft girl era that's going on now?
Absolutely. So I feel two ways about it. I like it. I'm not mad at it at all. I think it's important to really distinguish, though, that doesn't mean turn down our light. I think soft girl era, if you're channeling, relaxing more, if you're channeling, not hustling as much as you have.
That's true.
I think if you are deciding to extend some deadlines where you thought it was going boom, 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 things like that, soft girl era, oh my goodness, so important. A lot of the times people think that they are depressed, overwhelmed, sad, but in fact you're just tired. You just need to take a break. You just need to go to bed. So that is what I'm for in soft girl era. But on the contrary, as Black women, they always, or we get this persona, we get this title that we go too hard. Again, going back to confrontational.
Yes.
And that's where I go back to always stand on what you know, always stand firm on who you are.
Absolutely.
So yes, all for the rest and relax. Your soul needs it. And also all for stand firm on who you are.
Yeah, stand firm. All right. What are your top 3 places that you love to visit when you want to practice mindfulness?
Somewhere where I'm all alone, like I need to close the door. That's my first one. I need to feel like it's just me, my energy is protected. And secondly, definitely nature. I haven't been recently, it's getting a little colder.
Yeah, it's cold outside.
Definitely nature though. I just like to either put my hands on the earth, or my feet ground.
Okay.
And thirdly, I think right here and right now I'm practicing mindfulness. You know, I'm taking my time, I'm taking breaths. Again, we started this session with a deep breath.
Yeah.
So mindfulness is merely awareness of where you are, who you are, what you're doing. So the third one would definitely be everywhere I go is to practice mindfulness.
Awesome. I love those answers. If you want, you can share kind of your top 5 artists, and this can be any genre, whether it's instrumental or like an actual song. So yeah, like this can be when you're practicing mindfulness or just your day to day. Like, what would you say is your top 5?
Snow Allegra just came to mind. She's not even I don't even listen to her a lot, I'll say, but she is unique. She's special. Lauryn Hill, I grew up on her.
Yes, Lauren.
I have a lot of love for Lauren. Unfortunately,
And she's on tour right now.
Yeah, but have you heard about the concerts and stuff like that? And I haven't gone. But again, I grew up on her. It's like how people love Kanye even though he's a little right now.
Like they'll go and hopefully they'll wish that he's gonna perform, and sometimes he won't, but sometimes he will. So that's kind of, I think, the same vibe with Lauryn Hill.
Um, who else? I like me some Bad Bunny,
Oh,
especially
really?
studying Spanish.
Nice.
He talks really fast, so it's kind of like a challenge for me. Um,
All right, we got three.
okay.
Two more.
You wanna know something funny? Having Cash, that's my 9-month-old. Gracie's Corner. She is this black girl on YouTube. She, I don't know, maybe like 11 years old, but she has hits, and Cash loves her.
All her songs.
Yeah, so I literally downloaded her on my Apple Music too. So when he's crying in the car, I'll just play that. That's what's coming to me right now. A lot of instrumental music too. No artist in particular, but when I just want to breathe, meditate, I'll turn on some, or working, I'll turn on some instrumental music.
Have you listened to Andre 3000's Flute album?
Yes, I never
Or,
forget.
excuse me, Wind Instrument album?
Yes, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, my dad asked, he was like, is this a meditation type of
album?
album? I was like, could be. I mean, it was gorgeous. I just love that he stepped into that.
Me too.
Yeah.
The documentary he did too kind of, he's shown to light a lot of the reality of like after you leave the music industry and how life kind of, you're popular, you're famous, but it kind of dies down after a while. And I think he was really speaking true. It's on YouTube if you haven't seen it.
Okay.
But he's just talking about like why he left the music industry, stopped making music. And he honestly just said, I didn't know what to write about anymore. Like, and that's accountability, because it's like, how are you gonna write a song when you're not even feeling it yourself? Because you don't know what to write about. And practically all the songs he made was what he wanted to write about. That's simply what it was. People were like, oh, that he left because of this and that. No, he was just done. He completed his what he needed to do.
Exactly. Wow, I need to check out.
Yeah, check it out.
Is it on Netflix or is it?
It's on YouTube.
YouTube.
Okay,
YouTube. Okay. Cool.
So it's like the documentary that dropped before he dropped the album.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, we tore it up.
Girl, me too. I played it a whole week straight.
Yes.
Like, I'm going to work every morning.
Yes. Okay, yes. We'll check that out.
Yeah. Alright, so favorite black owned food spots in the DMV area.
So first,
I love this one, this question.
I gotta give a shout out to my mama. That's my number one
Shout out to mom.
restaurant. Okay.
Yes.
I mean, she loves to cook. It's something when you love to cook. Me, I cook because I have to cook. She, because I gotta eat, but she really loves to cook. And she throws down. I don't have a ton. I'll be honest with you.
It's fine, as many as you want to list out.
Yeah, that's about it. That's
Okay.
Yeah, that's currently it.
Alright. Is your diet like vegan, pescatarian, or you don't put no label?
No labels. I eat all meats.
Okay.
Yeah, and I definitely was vegan, vegetarian at one point. It was just way too restrictive for me. And I didn't feel that vitality that I was talking about.
Right.
So I knew it was bigger than food, and now I enjoy food, and I have that confidence. Oh my goodness, I could go on and on about how it's so much inner work to do. You know what I mean? The inner work is when you find that outer vitality, when you begin to glow. In my opinion, that inner work also leads you to the diet that's going to support you. In my opinion, I don't think we need to start there. I think once you continue to do the inner work, your body will say, yes, please go get those veggies instead of the McDonald's. Please go get these baked potatoes instead of French fries. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it's your mind that needs to first heal, your body needs to first heal, and then it will guide you to those foods.
I love this girl, y'all. I just be in here like, can you just teach a class? A whole semester, and I will be there. All right. Oh, you're welcome. So, if you could live in one place in the world for the rest of your life, where would it be?
First thing that came to me is Mexico.
Mm.
I think it is beautiful. This might be a phase right now because learning Spanish, you know what I mean? When I went, it was beautiful. Um, but honestly, I want to.
Check out Panama though.
Okay.
Check out Panama.
Is that where your family is from?
My mom is from Panama.
Okay.
My dad is Dominican.
Okay.
So, but I love both. Both
Yes.
are beautiful.
Okay.
But check out Panama.
Okay, I will.
Well, check out Dominican Republic too.
Mm-hmm.
Not right now, because you know they've been through it was like a hurricane or a flood.
Okay.
So maybe give it some time. But Panama for sure. Check it out.
Okay, it's gorgeous.
And you can take the baby too. I feel like Panama is a family friendly country.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely then. I mean, that's what I was about to say. I want to live wherever home feels like. I think before COVID, I was traveling so much.
Oh wow.
COVID hit, I didn't travel at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh my goodness, I need to travel. But what my soul was telling me was become so grounded where you are that you travel so much in your mind. I'm like thinking that you want to be so explorative where you are that it will lead you to some grand places, right?
Yeah.
So while I will still be physically traveling, right now I'm just traveling back home to who I am at my core.
Okay.
But definitely I love a good out of the country place.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to get back to that.
Yeah. Where would your next trip be? Whenever you plan your next trip, what do you think your next country would be?
We were talking about Japan.
Oh yeah.
We've been talking about Spain. I mean,
Okay.
Italy. It's so many places.
Food in Italy.
Exactly. So what we've been honestly doing lately is like we fall in love with the food. We're like, ooh, let's go here. So if it's peaches, let's go to Georgia. Even if it's in the U.S. If it is some oranges, let's go to Florida. You know what I mean? So Italy, the gelato, the pizza, the spaghetti, all the things. I think that's what I'm most excited about. Traveling where the food is gorgeous.
Right. Right. It's like the food is gonna be worth it. Yeah. Definitely for me, a place I want to go to, hopefully in the next year or so, because you need a lot of planning for this. But Africa.
Ooh.
Yeah. My partner, he's from Nigeria.
Wow.
He has a lot of family in Nigeria.
Yes.
You know, his mom's from there, his dad's from there. And I definitely want to just experience Africa because, I mean, I know Africa's huge, but just see at least one place in this life, you know, and just be able to experience it.
Yeah. And so y'all been talking about it?
Yeah. Of course, like, it needs planning because the trip is long, like the trip to get there is long. It's an unfamiliar language. He doesn't speak the native language, so it's kind of like, you have to go with family who understand and can translate. But hopefully, in a year or so, we'll get there.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm sending all the vibes to get there.
Yeah.
That's big.
And Japan seems very cool. I've never been, but on YouTube, a lot of people blog about it and stuff. So you guys can get some good tips on the blogs for Italy too, probably, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of YouTube videos on it and stuff.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So. All right. So how has motherhood transformed you? I know you have a gorgeous baby boy, and I just want to hear all about it. How did you feel? Even for new or mothers that want to be mothers one day, like me. just give us some tips about motherhood.
Whew. So first and foremost, having a baby, nurturing that baby makes you want to nurture the inner baby in you even more. I mean, I was already on this wellness journey, but having Cash just was like, oh my gosh, you gotta take even more care of yourself.
Yeah.
And in different ways, it has expanded me. I think before, maybe like 2 weeks before, I was like, how am I gonna push out a baby? The baby's supposed to come out of that, like how? So you think you can't do it, but you do it anyway, and you expand. Not just down there, but you expand like your whole
Everything
expands. Yeah, you're a whole different woman. And after birth, really take time for yourself because you're not who you were. I mean, I don't think enough women take that serious enough. You have to say goodbye to who you once were.
yeah.
In the best way possible. In the best way possible. So throw a funeral for yourself if you need to, because you are now welcoming in a gorgeous woman. Side note, if you have started a business, if you have just taken on a new endeavor that's also a mother to something, so have grace with yourself. That's why continue to celebrate the steps that you are taking towards your dreams, because you're mothering that baby. So with the baby though, and myself, the rest sometimes is non-existent. I think that's just what you're gonna have to chuck up, because they too just came into this world. They have no idea what is going on. Their feelings are all over the place. I was talking to my husband earlier. I was just upset, and he was like, I think you're just tired. I was like, you're right. I mean, the way Cash was sleeping last night, which just goes back to, again, we think that we sad, overwhelmed, but we just need to take a break. We just need to rest. Motherhood is love. It is, I just look at him and I'm like, in love. And I want that for everybody. I said that too. I said, if you want to have a baby, have a baby. Because it is love. Have support as much as you can. And be close to people who can really help you, especially those who have already gone through it as well.
Yes. That's a beautiful advice, beautiful feeling. I can see it, right now, just the way you're describing it. You really, really are in love with your son, and I just hope the best for him, him upbringing, and I know you're going to do a magnificent job. I have no doubt.
Thank you.
All right. Where do you aspire to be 5 years from now?
Ooh, 5 years. 5 years from now, I want to be clear on my vision of opening up a hair salon. A hair salon. You say that with, even it was kind of like not trying to come all the way up, but opening an all-encompassing hair salon. So nothing has been a waste on my journey in health. Again, started in nutrition on Snapchat, moved to New York for fashion, came back for wellness, moved to emotional wellness. All the things to feel our best, look our best, do our best. I want to open up a hair salon within the next 10 years. So 5-year mark, I would have traveled all over the world, seeing the best spas, the best mental health organizations, the best hair salons, the best luxurious places, hotels, and merging that all into Alexa HS Salon. That's what it's going to be called.
Wow.
And it's for the women, again, to be reminded of their womanhood. I think having a baby in itself, I would be looking crazy some days, which is fine, However, I need to not forget who I was before in a way where I did want to look good because I wanted to present myself well. I wanted to be well kept, right?
Yes.
So it's going to be for the mothers, it's going to be for anybody who just wants to feel good about themselves. So that's my 5-year goal. I would have done extensive research and in the works of building that salon.
Wow. And are you yourself gonna be like a hairstylist, or or just the business owner, and then you'll have the services like within your business?
Exactly, just the owner.
Okay.
Yeah, even with Citrus Experience, which is my wellness platform right now, I'm beginning to scale that out, hiring mental health practitioners to be in different schools, different companies.
Okay.
As I begin to scale, so that will be the same thing. I won't be the stylist, I'll just be the creator.
The creator. Wow. So coming soon, y'all.
Yes.
A multifaceted hair salon with unique services from all over the world. So that is amazing. I can vision it. I can't wait to see it. And hopefully in Royal Talks you can come back and share all about it.
Yes, I would love to.
So I think that was the last question. Yeah. So I kind of want to say again, thank you so much for coming on the show. Thank you for making time in your busy schedule. I know, we've been back and forth about this. But I really appreciate it. I appreciate you always, checking in. Even if it's not every day, you kind of like, checking in and saying, hey, how you doing? So I really appreciate it.
Yes.
I really appreciate it.
I could go on and talk all day, so thank you for making me feel comfortable
Yeah.
here. I love this aura that you have. It's very comforting, and I'm excited for this growth because with a foundation like you have right now, it's just going to grow into something even more beautiful. So thank you for having me. Yeah.
Thank you. And that's kind of a wrap, y'all. I would just want to say thank you for tuning in. Again, thank you, Alexa. You're always a breath of fresh air. And guys, like and subscribe to this video. It's on YouTube. Share with your friends, your family members. Share the word about mindfulness, and always keep growing. Thank you. Royal Joss out. Peace, love, and prosperity.
You already know what's going on. It's me, Royal Just.